Okay, so good morning and good evening, everybody, and welcome back in today's class. Today we are on the day number 12. So now what we discussed in the last 4 days, or I can say last 3 days specifically, about the catalog management, or if I say it's a service catalog management. Okay. Now the point is that the work which we want to do, we done. That how to create a catalog, how to create an item, how to create a workflow, we learn. Now, in today's and specifically in today's session and possibly in tomorrow's session, we will see that what new service now bring for us as part of Tokyo, as part of San Diego releases. Okay, so let's start with the yesterday topic of the workflow. So yesterday we created our workflow via the workflow editor. But today we are going to be learn about the flow designer. So today we are going to be discuss about the flow designer. Flow designer basically I can say it is a more work on the natural language. Number one part. Okay. Second, it is a user friendly. Workflow editor was also user friendly. It was. But if you get something new, then definitely you start exploring it. You start comparing it as well. Okay. Like before we have a mobile phones which has a keypad, but now it's a touch one. So it's a more user friendly, I can say. Okay, and there's a lot of things which was or which is not available in the workflow, which is available in the flow designer, like error handler. So now work which we done yesterday, the same thing we're going to be do today as well. In this point, in this session, I'll pick a few points which can be understand and can be asked as a part of the CS examination as well. Okay, so now let's go here and search for the flow and flow designers here. Okay, the output will be same. I'm not saying output will be different. The output will be same, but to create the output will be different. So it has the 5 points. Number one, flows, subflow, action, execution, and connection. The another benefit of using the flow designer, it used for the integration with third party. Some pre-built code is available here. Okay. Okay. Something pre-built code is available. Pre-built code and pre-built logic will be available here. This is what happens when you distract yourself while working something else. Someone pinging me on this WhatsApp and I'm getting distracted. Okay, so now let's come here. So it has a flows, it has a subflow. Now what is the difference between these two, flow and subflow? If truly I speak or technically I speak, there's a no difference. Subflows are something which you can call in the main flows. Like someone came to your house and you're serving water and tea, and in between someone says, can I have a cold drink as well? Let's say they are having a lunch and someone says, can I have water as well? So it is a subflow. If you want, you can use it. If you don't want, don't use it. Okay. Let me again give a call. Otherwise, the guys miss today's class. It's going to be difficult for them. Okay. The action. What to do is defined here. Create email, send notification. These things come under this part. And execution, how to execute this part or what you have done till now. The kind of a history you can say, you can get it there. So the flows which we discussed yesterday, you can search here as well. Let's say change. But here the flows are different. It's up to you which you want to be used. You want to use as a flow or you want to create as a workflow. Another important point, there is a no way. I'm again repeating, there's a no way to migrate the workflow to the flow. There's a no way. You have to create the flow again by yourself manually. Nowadays, companies, organizations, or the customers are moving to the flow designers because it's the latest one. And believe it, what I was reading in the last time when the Tokyo release was done, it was told, or San Diego was done when this concept came, it was told by ServiceNow. They are not in position or they're not in mood to decommission the workflow editor. It will be continue, but they're recommending to use the latest one. Okay, so this is what are here. Now let's click on ours one. I want to create a flow. Flow name G training. Description by default, you're putting global as a application scope as a global. If you want to put any application specific, if it's scoped application, then put a scope, otherwise put a global. Protection. Do you want to make it as a read only? I said no. Keep it as an I don't want because I need to be change it again and again. After some time to modify. And run as. This question come into the examination. That when you're setting up the flow properties, how you want to run. I say user who initiate the session. It means the person who is, or I can say system user, or you can say, yeah, system user. It means as soon as a request or the record has been created, it should take it, initiative should attach or run. If you put user who initiate the session, then you can define maybe it is this flow is applicable only for the ITL, not for the problem manager or the incident manager rules here. So generally we say user who initiate the session without any rule. So it means it has been considered as it is applicable for everybody. And now I click on the submit. Here the drawback, if I say, but now it's look like a drawback, but not after that. Okay, there's a no way that you can drag and drop, which you can do in the workflow. Okay, in case any issue, just stop me in between. Okay, the first point, what is the minimum required for a flow or a workflow? Sorry, for a flow to be run. Number one, it required a trigger and it required an action. It is again from the CSA part. Trigger means on which table it should attach. And action means what it should do. Let's say if someone knocked the door, only then you will say, hey, who is outside? Or if no one knocked the door, will you say that who is outside? So it is required for this part, like when we were kid, our mom and dad go to shopping and me and my sister was at home. So they told us if someone knocked the door and take the name, only then open the door. It means there is a trigger, the knocking and action to ask for the name. If you find it, he or she is the non-person, only then open the door. It is again the action you are doing. Okay, this is the reason that ServiceNow introduced, because people like me, people like Ashish, who know ServiceNow, but they are not the coder. And tomorrow, if my customer says, can you do a POC for me? Then at least minimum I can do. So trigger means which particular table you want to do. Now here the problem is gone. There is a no need to be sorry, remember the table name. Because I said, if you read here, I said it is a natural language. I want to create this workflow for the catalog. So I can put service catalog. I want to create it for the change. Nothing is there for change, or maybe for the task. SLA task is there. Maybe for the request, or maybe for the create. Now it's asking for the update. So I can say I want to create for the catalog, service catalog. What are the advanced option? When the run this flow in the background, in the foreground. I said it should run in the background. And I click on the done. It means it has been confirmed now that this particular workflow is going to be attached on the service catalog. It means sc underscore req underscore item. This is what the trigger point. Now, what you want to do? In yesterday class, what we say that I want whenever any user submitting this request or any request, or sorry, this particular request, it should go to his manager for the approval. So it is a subflow. Now, maybe you say, Atul, how you can say it's a subflow? Because I'm working in this domain, so I know. So once you know, then you easily understand that part. So here, 3 points. You can add action. You can add the flow logic. What is flow logic? Your if condition, your else condition, your loops, it come here. Or you can create a subflow. Click on this. What you want to do? Action, flow, or subflow. Here, there's a no concept called the core activities. That is a part of the workflow. But we discussed that part in the yesterday discussion because that is going to be base for us in the today's class. So now let's come here and let's say I want to go for the subflow. So these are the subflows given by ServiceNow out of the box. Now the thing is that don't take me wrong here, but when we do the practice, only then we are able to learn this thing. Let's say I want that whenever I submit this request, it should go for the manager's approval. So I can search for the word manager. And I can see two options under global, under specific catalog. I say under catalog, I have a one step called the manager approval. Simple, my work done. My work done. Otherwise, what I said yesterday, that guys, you need to be do the scripting part. Now that scripting is not required. That has been completed. It says sub workflow you're calling. I said yes, I'm calling this sub workflow. Or maybe I can say create a new catalog item. Let's say we go for the manager's one. Now two things. Number one, it is under the global requested for item manager, and it is under for catalog requested for the fulfillment step. It's something different. Let's say global one, what global says requested item manager approval. Actually, this is the right one. And also one more thing, as I am not 100% using these things in my day-to-day life, so sometimes I take a help from the inbuilt flows as well. That if I stuck somewhere, I take the help from these things. So let me add this part. Requested item manager approval. It means on the item which you are selecting, it take that particular user's manager approval. Now the question come. Atul, ठीक है, manager तो we will find out. We will get the manager's name from the logged in user or from the requested for user. But the point is that on which particular request item this should trigger. Let's say On a given point of time, Garima, Akshad, Suraj and Ravi, the 4 people raise a request. And these 4 guys has a 4 different managers: Ashish, Neha, Mohammed and Pulkit. Okay, now fundamentally that system will run in the background. It will go to the Akshad user account and find out the manager's name from their record. But how the system will know that on which particular item I should attach Akshad's manager, not Garima's manager? So this thing we have to be decided here. It says, and this is important point, because when we do our automation testing framework, then this thing again required. So this box says, please tell me which record I should pick up it. let me give you another example. Let's say Mohammed, or let's say Garima. Garima bake a cake. Okay, a big cake. I go to Garima's house. Garima says, Atul, I bake this cake. Could you please taste it? I said, okay, give me. I taste it. Ashish go to Garima's house. Will Garima bake a new cake for Ashish? Atul, what foolishness. Same cake, right? Same cake she will serve to Ashish as well until that cake is over. The same concept work here. It says the item which I'm generating from here, it should capture here. And this particular data pill help you to do this part. Click on this data pill. It says under this particular trigger point, under this table, I am creating a requested item record. On that, please attach my manager approval. Everybody. Yes or no?
No, Atul, it's not very clear. The last point which you just explained.
Your question.
I mean, which item you are saying? If you just go back to the screen, maybe I can pick up a question from there. Yeah, this trigger point, like requested item, at what time the manager approval it should ask for, right?
See, when it should ask is it's up to you. You want to add immediately after that, it's up to you. The point is that on which particular record this should map. See, in the workflow, we know that in the workflow we are mentioning sc underscore rec underscore item, that my workflow should be attached to that particular table. Here I'm taking this trigger point that whenever a record has been created in this table, bring that table and map the approval here. On that particular record, map the approval here.
Yeah. So if I have ordered 2 items, one laptop and the other item is the mouse, right? So in that case, if I'll just select one item, like just for the laptop, a manager approval should be required, right? Is it that when 2 RITM will get created when I order 2 items, right? So on one item only, I'm mapping the manager approval from this particular step.
You're in your house, total 4 people are there. Your mother, your father, your brother and your sister. And sorry, you as well. Okay. Your father says, Neha, I want to have some soup. You said, okay. Your mom says, I want to have some sweets. Some sweet dish kind of things. Now tell me, these are one item or 2 items?
These are 2 items, but two different requests also, no?
No, they are ordering at the same time. So 2 items, 2 different workflows. Okay. Maybe on the mouse as well, I have a manager's approval. So it is your business need to be decided. I'm again saying, if let's say I'm ordering laptop and I'm ordering external webcam, I'm ordering headsets as well. Maybe in these 3 items, manager's approval are required, but I'm ordering business cards. No approval required. But process will be definitely there, right? It will go to submit state, then it will pick up by the stock and stationery team. They send out in the bag. They will send you a proof. You read it, you confirm it, then they go for the final printing. So workflow steps can be different. So this is also one of the question came. Let's say I order 2 items, one laptop, one mobile phone. If my manager rejected the mobile phone request, then what will happen to the complete request? Nothing will happen. The other request which has been approved will continue because they have 2 different workflows, 2 different catalog items. The only thing is that I'm raising at the same point of time. That is the only reason. Otherwise, they are 2 different entities. Neha and Neha's sister, they are 2 different entities. They have same parents, but 2 different entities. This is what you have to understand. Maybe if you are twins, maybe you pass, your sister fail. Maybe you fail, your sister pass. Because you are 2 different entities. You have 2 different minds who need to be worked in their own way of working or in their way of area. Sorry. So don't get confused. This type of question come in the discussion in the CS examination, and these kind of question can be asked you in the interview as well. Customer asks this thing. I raise five item. I'm not saying I'm raising one request, but 5 different items. If one has been rejected, what about the 4? Nothing. 4 will continue because their workflow says if approved, then fine. That is the reason I'm attaching this workflow on the item level, not on the request level. Remember. Right?
Yes, so it's attached on the item level, but
Right.
in case based on the business, requirement, if there is just one request for 2 item, the complete request will not get closed, right? But
No.
then RITM will get fulfilled.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Now. Go ahead, Suraj.
So Atul, I have one. It might be a silly question. So if
you go ahead.
If I'll request for few of the item, let's say the laptop and mouse and keyboard, then I'll select this service fulfillment step for the manager's approval. But how this system will come to know who is my manager, from where it is fetching the.
Okay, you're working in a company, okay, and you want to escalate my work to my manager. Okay, how you come to know? Atul, I'll go your email ID, double click, I'll go to organization and see who you're reporting. Right?
Yeah, correct.
Same thing you can do in the user table. Go in the sys user table, there is a field called the manager. And system will know from there. That is the reason it is called the subflow. Because this searching part has been done by ServiceNow. Okay,
so we need to create a entry in the table for each and every individual who is their manager.
Yes, definitely yes. So if I open this. Now let's say, let me open my sys admin. Go here, profile. Okay, and change the view to default. Where is manager column? There's no manager column, right? Let me add manager. Because I want to be added. Now the question comes, if there is no manager, then what will happen? This is what question asked by the customer. That was, I'm onboarding my employees and there's no manager as of now. Then what will happen to the request? Don't say I don't know. You go and check. Check this answer. So here's the manager. Let's say I want to make Ashish as my manager. Why Ashish name is not coming? Achha, it's AA. Okay, now Ashish is my manager. Let's come here. So this thing, the thing. So we will test it now. Okay, Suraj, because now I made Ashish as my manager. So logically it should go for Ashish approval.
Correct.
Now the thing is that if I click on that done. Now the point is that if manager approve, then what will happen? If manager request, then what will happen? In the flow designer, the benefit is that you can see the graphical part. Come and see here. See, it is step by step 1, 2, but where it's be ending. So let's say come here. Oh. Now click on the flow logic. If give me guys. Okay, let's say label name manager. Okay. Oh, what I did. Flow logic if. Now it says what is the condition? I said once it go to my manager. If he approve, then I know what to do. But if he reject, I have to do something different. So it says put your condition here. I said okay, go here, go to my requested item and see rejected. Now Suraj has a question. Atul, only why rejected? Why not approved? The reason being because approval means you want to proceed further. And there can be many cases after that. Rejection means you want to close this part. You want to close the life cycle. So I put rejected is if. So remember this thing. Let me open it here. And let's go here. So this one, if rejected, then no extra work. This is what I'm capturing the value here. What I'm doing here, that pehle, what we did, we say for this particular action, I need trigger from this. Now I'm saying go to this particular item and see if rejection is true, then done and flow logic and it's not then sorry here then flow logic and the flow. Simple. Now let me save this first. It is more easy than the workflow I'm saying. And now let's come here. See, now it's look good. Now it's good. It's saying from here it trigger approval. If false, then and. If true, then also and. Why? Because as of now we did not write any code for the true. right? We say if rejected is true, then end. So now if I say if rejected is false, then what to do? Create another action. What? Create a catalog task. Create catalog task. Now same thing. On which item? Item which I created on this part. Short description. Hello my world. You want to add any kind of things of variables, you can add it, no problem. You want to add any other field? Atul, I want to be add. Let's say assignment group. Batch 11. And let's click on the save. And after that, let's say there is anything called end flow. No, I guess there is something more we have to do to end the flow. Okay. One thing which I told that what has been added by ServiceNow in the latest release in this workflow, sorry, flow designer is the error handler. Let's say Suraj says, Atul, I received, but I'm not able to open it. Can you give me the password or the passcode, something for this one? So to handle these type of issues, ServiceNow introduced the error handler concept. If you click on this, you can build a flow logic that if let's say user manager is not exist in the system, then it's an error. Then a system admin should get an email that this requested item has no approval on the mapping part. And you can do your part. If you remember in your college days, in specifically in C++ or in the Java concept, there is a concept called the try and catch block. Try this, catch this, try this, catch this. This is what this error handler do. Now what we'll do, we will activate this. Yes, activate. Activate means I'm publishing it. Okay, condition on the action number 2 is mandatory. Number 2 is mandatory. Where it is gone? Condition on action. Here it is saying condition on action number 2 is mandatory and must be filled in.
The manager of.
But what is pending here? Oh, we didn't. Oh, we didn't fill it, kya? Acha, maybe we didn't fill. Let's delete it. Maybe you copy. Are? Come on, everything has been gone. Yeah, shit. Control Z. Let me create a new one. It's a if logic. If well, go here, requested item, rejected, and then done. Now the thing is that I need to bring this down. How I can do that? I need to be C and put the flow logic. If अच्छा ये तो हो गया ना हमारा. Then flow logic and now how I can bring this. Why it's not going up or down? Now it's now it's fine, right? Let me save this and now activate this. Hope there's no error now. So now it's activity. You can see here the status is draft. Now it's publish. Now, if you want to test it before you map it to any request item, go here and click on the test. And let's pick up the yesterday request. What was the yesterday request number? Number 3. Let's pick up that and run test just to see that all the things which I defined is working fine or not. This functionality was not available in the workflow. It says it's done. Your test has been finished. View the execution log here. So it's stuck here waiting. It means it is going on the right place. Now what I will do, let go here and before that we have to go here and click on the maintain item. And let's go to our admin basic. Nobody is doing practice, I know. See, no record is there. And now, instead of the workflow, go to the process engine. Instead of the workflow, click on the flow designer LNG training and save it. Now come here and let's go and raise a request. LNG admin basic. This and request submit. Number 7, go and search it. It is going again. You have to find out the answer. I'm not going to tell you. Now let's proceed here and RATM. And now you can see it is going to Ashish. You want to see, click on the flow context. And you can see here. Not sure that why it's not working on my instance. I tried a number of times. Otherwise, the way we can see the workflow, the same way we can see the flow designer as well here. Maybe some plugin or some other issue at my side. Now, if I approve this, my task will be generated here. Hello, my world, and assign to patch 11. Yes, any question, any clarification? Tell me guys, any doubt, any question? Clear, not clear?
Atul, in the task level, that flow will change, right?
No. Task level flow, how means what has been changed?
It means, in the service request, the multiple, okay, in one service request, multiple requirement is there, suppose, okay, in ITIL, like incident management, read access, change management, read access, like that, okay. Task will trigger for the different one and the workflow will be different, right? Because the manager will be different.
Right.
Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, the point is that Ravi, see, as I take example, that Neha's mother says that she want to have some sweet dish, and father says I want to have some soup. Two different items, two different workflow, and two different type of tasks will be there. So don't, because the thing is that it's not I'm saying anybody's fault. It's a common understanding. Whenever I go for training for these topics, what everybody says, understand that what Atul is saying is right. But these are the use case by use case examples. Maybe possibly for ordering a phone and ordering a laptop. task is same for the both of the teams, but approval can be different. For a phone, I need manager approval and manager's approval as well. But for the laptop, I just need a manager's approval, right? So this is very carefully, because developer will do what you will told, but you have to find out the information from the customer that boss, what you want, tell me here. 1 level approval, 2 level approval, 3 level approval. It's up to 3, 4, 5, as many as. Maybe if I say there's a request to get a access for the secured way, it's required a 4 level of approval, right? In the resignation part, it's required a 3, 4 level approval. Your manager approval, then his manager approval or her manager approval, then the top boss approval, and only then the process will be initiated. Yes, go ahead, Suraj.
So I just wanted to reconfirm when to create the catalog task.
When you need it. Simple.
Okay, so once the manager approval is there, then only we need to go to the create catalog task.
Yes. So remember, see, task is nothing but task is something you have to perform. If I say you want to travel from home to office, okay, take out your car from the garage is a one task. Close the door or the main gate is a second task. On the switch on the car and drive, it's a third task. Park that car in a proper parking way in the office is the fourth task. Lock the car is the fifth task. So it's up to you. Then when you want to execute the task, maybe I want the first task. Let's say I want to buy a bike, a bullet. Before I reach out to my father for approval, I already done a R&D in the background. Cost क्या होगा, mileage क्या है, color कौन से available है, showroom में कहाँ है, कितना waiting है. I done that part. So that task I already done. And after that I'm going for the approval, because it is my personal matter to get permission from my father. If I put all these facts, maybe he can give the permission immediately. Right? So point is that which I want to be clear in everybody mind. Don't say that if I am creating task after approval, you have to create after approval. No, it's totally depend. Totally depend. So like let's say you're working on the pre-sales area. Okay. In the pre-sales area, you're working on the RFP. Let's take example in the you're working on RFP. Before you publish or before you get the RFP approval, you've done your homework as well, right? Some facts, some figures, right? So those are the tasks. You do that part, then you get the presentation and then you show to your boss to get a final approval. Correct. Right? Then he suggests some changes, then also you do some task and then again for the approval. Right? Now what I built is opposite, approval and the task. But in your case, task and the approval. Right? So it's depend on the use case to use case. Okay. And these things we learn when we go for the requirement gathering. Then we learn. Think practically. Then everything you will understand easily. Okay. Oh, what you have to do here, create at least, or not create, go here and check the other workflows. Let's say sub workflows. Now I want that if Suraj is raising a request for a laptop, it should be approved by the head of department. Now, how I can find the head of department? Department is there. Department is my user profile, but who is head of department? See, who is head of department? I want this person approval. I want Natasha's approval now. Now, ServiceNow say that this is also a valid requirement, which is used by day by day or every business. So what they did, they created a subflow for this. Because I know these things, I'm putting some examples for you. So request item, department head approval. If you map this, your work done. Nothing to be do here. Just use this sub workflow in your flow only. That's all. See, it has a condition. If you open it, you can see if rejected, then end. Then assign subflow outputs because you're using some outputs here. True and end the flow. So you can use as it is in your work now. The thing is that if you want to be learned, you have to be check it. Let's say change management. Apply changes like change implementation task. Achha, we are in the subflow. Let's go for the flow. Change. See, change emergency. It is for the emergency change flow. Now you can see here. Not sure what this red mean. So you have to find out that what this red mean. It's a spoke. Something it's on inbuilt API kind of thing. They're using it here. But look like very simple. And I guess for this it is not available. This option is not available. It's read only. Let me try to be. Why not able to make it as a checkout here? Not sure to be checked. Why it's be given? Maybe service now given as like this only. But now you can see the trigger point is something different. In the trigger, they have a conditions. If model is emergency, state is authorized, on hold is false, only then this workflow should run. Only if not currently running. Let's acknowledge one. Because before you create, we have to be clear what is available in service now. There's nothing as of now for the knowledge. Let's say for the request. There's nothing, this one, catalog item, this one, this is available. See deployment 1 day is completed. This is something which you can put kind of a SLA time period as well. See, simple say, manager approval, head of department, task. If requested as a back order, then do these things. Email notification, close. Simple thing.
So Atul, here one question.
Sure.
Since it has multiple examples of the workflow, so can we copy this as is if my requirement is same as this particular workflow?
Yes.
Instead of creating
You can. ServiceNow says not for this particular thing, but ServiceNow say if you want to modify any ServiceNow component that have some business logic, maybe a business rule, maybe a client script, maybe a flow, maybe a logic, maybe a workflow. Avoid making changes in the ServiceNow built up workflows. Copy and then do your work. This is what ServiceNow recommended. So that why? Because whenever you upgrade your system, you should not face any issue. Your changes should not be override. This is what ServiceNow says here. Okay. See these things now I'm telling you. Sometimes I feel very sad because point is that the things which I'm telling is going very far, very far. Atul, you are experienced holders who are telling it. But the point is that I want to be link everything with you guys in your day-to-day routine life which you're doing. Maybe in operation you are doing, maybe you're doing in admin work, maybe some kind of a sales, pre-sales, anything you're doing. Try to link with that particular part. Then only you're able to understand these things. Let's say my wife, she's a baker. My wife bake a cake. Now, if I want to be learned, then definitely what I'll do, I'll copy her recipe and then I'll make it. I'll not do any cutting, or I'll not put any kind of a mark or the pointers on that part. Because I know if I make changes in her recipe, she get confused. So better I'll make a copy and I'll do correction at my side. Maybe she is baking a cake for 10 users, but I want to make just for the 2 users or 3 users. Then definitely quantity will be go down. So these things we have to be do, and it is a best practice. When we go for the business logics and all the things, then you come to know these points very clearly, that how it's work for us. Clear? Now this point has been done. So that's I'm saying. There's nothing much I can teach you here. The only thing is that if you want to be learned, you have to be go on these actions. Okay, what action I can do? What is the meaning of the pause? What is the meaning of the activate plugin? What is the meaning of the command? More you explore, more you learn, guys. Here, as a Atul Grover, I cannot do everything, but as a tool, you can learn everything. Let's say task. So now see, for the task also I have 22 actions. What type of task you want? Create catalog task on the request item, on the change request, catalog on the request, create on the flow. Then you will able to learn these things. If you're working in an operation, specifically the change management side, go and check the change flows here. Then you come to know that how when someone submit a change, how the 2 tasks get created, 3 tasks get created. Then you come to know these things. We are not going to be cover the change workflows or the change policies here because that is a part of the ITSM. But if you want to learn, I can give you. There is a concept called the change approval policies. And I'm giving you a work. If you go to the workflows or the flows of the change and link it with the change approval policies, you understand that how a change flow in your official instances. You come to know these many things from that area. Okay, everybody till this point. Yes or no? अरे मुस्कुराइए. Okay, let me give you some home. Let me. What should I do? Okay. Let's switch on the cameras and let me give you some tests now. Switch on quickly. Quick. I have the question answer today because one topic is pending which we'll do tomorrow. Everybody, Akshad, Neha, Priyanka, everybody. No, hiding. Go ahead. Neha, Priyanka, Garima, Akshad, Ujjwal. Okay. Get it in the chat box. What is task table and what is core table in service now? Example. Garima, Priyanka, Pulkit, Ujjwal, I need answers from everybody. What is the task table? Sorry, what is the core table and what is the base table in service now? These are the things which ask in the interview and your examinations. Quick, Ujjwal, Garima, quick. Come on, guys. Write it quickly. I want to prepare you guys for the CS examination. This is my target in this batch. Neha, search nahi karna. Answer it. Come on. I don't definition. I want the table name. For definition, you're writing it. What is the base table and what is the core table in service now? No, Ravi, don't do dot do is the base table. No. Every table has a dot do. and .do is the way to open it. Come on, come on. What is the base table and what is the code table in ServiceNow? One example. Code table exists in the table, base table, it can be extensible. Neha, I need a table name. Suraj, I need a table name, quick. Sys task नाम की कोई table नहीं होती नेहा. There's no table with a sys task. These points create confusion when you go for the examination. Okay, how many roles are available to perform the task in the service catalog management? Give me the role name. I need specific roles which are be required to perform the task in the catalog management only. This is coming from the ITSM perspective. What are the roles available to perform a task or perform a work or perform a activity in the module called the service request catalog or service catalog request management? No. User what user, Suraj? There's a no role with the name of the user. No. Ah, Ashish, very nice. Catalog admin, good. Suraj, fulfiller is a type. It's not a role. What else? What else? Only catalog admin. Come on, Ashish. Few more. Yes, Mohammed. Akshad, Priyanka, Garima. Approver user. Okay, okay. What else? I'm looking for specific for the catalogs. Achha. Now one more question. What is the minimum role required? Okay, listen my words. What is the minimum role required to work on the incident management? Ashish, your fastest finger is wrong here. Come on, Neha. I tell admin, come on. No, Ravi, wrong. This is what I was also surprised when I was reading this thing in one of the blog. No, come on, user admin. User admin is required to maintain the user records, Neha. Go to role table and search for SN underscore incident underscore write. WRITE. That is the minimum role required to work on incident. ITIL is the fulfiller. I'm not saying that which role is required. I'm saying minimum role required. End user is not a role. End user means it's a user only. If a user don't have any role, he or she is an end user. Okay. What is reference qualifier? What is reference qualifier? Let me write it here. Oh, it's wrong spelling. What is reference qualifier? Yes, Mohammed, Akshat, Priyanka, Ashish. Kind of filters. help to filter the data. An example, Ashish or Suraj? What is vodka? It's just kind of a drink like that. I'm looking for some specific examples. Write it. Let me do one more thing here. And I'm here, right? Let me go to the user. You guys write it. If we need to search incident with incident priority, no. Wrong answer. See, I have a list with me for question this time. So if I read something, I put in the question here that I need to be asked you guys. Okay, let's come on the screen and give me this answer. Guys, see the screen clearly. I have a question now. Okay, Ashish, don't write, just see them. I put this username. Gerard is something his name. When I tab out, it become red in the color. How this color has been changing? If I put Ashish name, it's still in the black. Why? How?
User is not in that, particular role, not
Come
assigned to
on,
that
no,
role.
no.
The user with the admin rights
No.
will come.
No.
Simply stating, Atul, the user does not exist.
No. If it does not exist, then you are not able to find out that user in the caller list as well.
Already the user is existing with the same name.
No. That error we already found on the day one when I guess Neha or someone want to create a Pulkit ID. If you are able to search that user in the user column, it means it exists. That's fine. Okay, I'll give an example. Whenever we travel or whenever you go for any shopping or let's say you go for the shopping, not shopping, you're traveling. Okay, maybe by flight or let's say by flight. Did you notice that in the flight, there are some places which has been marked by the red color, right? On the top, exit, right? What this indicate? No, come on, kuch bhi. No preference user. You tried, but you are nearby, but not exactly the right one. Okay, so when you travel by flight, Neha, wait. When you travel by flight, you find that red colors on the door in a bold one. That indicates that this particular record or this particular item has some special importance. Okay, in service now, if a user who is coming in the red color, he is a VIP user. And you can see the flag is also coming. Now, homework for you guys. Number one, to find out that where this flag has been set. And number two, can I change the color of this flag as well? Instead of VIP, I want VVIP. Or from the red, can I do it in the black or green or yellow or blue something? This question also from the CSA perspective came. A VIP user has nothing else to do with the system. It has no treatment, no special treatment. It is just to indicate. We have the red batti wali jo car in India we saw, right? That indicates that some VIP is going in that particular car. So something is VIP part is there. That is number one. Second question. Whenever I search, let's say I'm searching for the batch 11. I'm only getting this thing. I am only getting the name Ashish batch 11. I want it should show Ashish email ID as well here, or let's say email ID is coming. I want Ashish employee also it show Ashish department also it show in this particular window. I'm repeating my question. Maybe Ashish, you can put it again this question. The question is that if I search anybody in this place, as of now, it's showing me Ashish name. I want it to show Ashish name, first name, last name, email ID, and then it show Ashish employee ID as well. These four things I want to see on this particular part. Number one. Number two. Don't worry, I have a lot of questions to be set up here. Number two, when I click on this eye icon, not eye, like this one, sorry. Let me do this service wala part. Okay, let's go with this. When I click on this eye icon, I want to show one more field here, employee ID. How it will come. I want to show when I click on this eye icon, I want the employee ID also show here. How it will come. And the third question, these answers I need in the next week. And believe me, I don't have these answers. It is your homework, you have to find out and give me the answers. And the last point is that when I search for any name here, okay, I want this list show me only those users whose department is sales or computer or HR or IT. Anybody department, any department you can pick it up. Okay. Clear everybody with the questions. Tomorrow is no holiday, so don't think that it's holiday, so I'm giving a lot of work. No, tomorrow is no holiday. Few things which I'm giving you as a question, they are required from the CSA perspective as well, guys, very clearly. If you find out the answer, you can do it very easily. But if you missed out, then missed out. Ashish, just one more request, just put this question in the WhatsApp group as well. So people who are absent, they should also able to get it.
Sure.
Clear. And also read about the reference qualifier. What is reference qualifier? It's not a reference. The definition which you say, it's a reference. No, I'm asking for the reference qualifier. So these four questions work around the reference qualifier only. Which table, which field, which article, which document, it's up to you guys. I don't have these practical answers with me, but you have to give me the answers for these all questions. This is the homework for the next week. Okay. Done, everybody. Any other question before we close the call here? In the meantime, I'll put more questions for you guys. Okay, no problem. We can stop the video now. Okay, no question. Let me stop the recording and let's go for the quick attendance.